Welcome back to the Cherno Journo interviews. This next one is another one of the good guy interviews, and this is with Mandalore. Now, there's an interesting backstory here because Mandalore and I tried to interview previously, and during the interview we were basically ambushed by a bunch of bandits. And so what we did was, Mandalore was very good. He protected us, he scared them off with his AS-50 fire, and we sort of backed away. We didn't combat log, we made sure we were safe and they had no idea who we were, and then we logged out and we rescheduled the interview for later on. Now, the funny thing here is Mandalore is the ultimate lone wolf, so we interview out really far in the middle of nowhere. This interview location was chosen by him, and it's very far up north. Essentially he said he would meet me in this valley which is in front of me. I said I'd just come up from the hill so I could have something to do my voiceover with. And as I'm running down, he said to just check that he's in game, and there he is. There's some rocks in the middle and he'll be around those rocks. Let's see what happens next. Hello! I am the Cherno Journo!
Yep, thought as much.
Mandalore, are you in the ghille?
Yep, you see me?
I do, but we have someone else running in front of us then. Do you see him ahead?
That's not you.
No, I'm behind you. I'm behind you.
Are you running south? Oh,
No, I'm behind you, see? That is hilarious.
yeah. that was kind of scary.
I thought, oh, you lost your
said you were
ghille.
going to come from the north. Yeah, that's me.
I came from up
And I
here.
saw that guy running. Yeah, I thought that guy was you. That's kind of scary.
That-
was close call.
There's only like 8 people on server.
And is that a helicopter again? Or am I just getting paranoid? I think I heard a heli.
Oh wow. Well, let's get up into this hill where we can at least see what's happening.
Yeah,
down there.
let's get up on the trees, on the hill.
Okay, Mandalore, well thank you very much for interviewing with the Cherno Journo. We're up here in the woods of Chernarus. Oh, sounds like it's going to rain. And you tell me that
Yep.
you've been a lone wolf for a while here, and you've got a beautiful sexy AS-50 there, but you haven't had to fire it, is that correct?
But yeah, I just prefer to avoid other players, not get into conflict, because I've found that in that way you survive more.
So you say the role of the game is to survive, so how many days has your current character been surviving with this particular playstyle?
I think it's like 26 days. I didn't really notice, but do bear in mind that I've been playing for like a month and 5 days or something, so that's pretty good considering. It's just that I have had some conflicts with other players, and from my experience the best way to survive is to just try to avoid them. Maybe watch them to get some info on if they have a group, if they have a tent, you can get some supplies, that sort of thing. But it's best not involved directly.
What is your usual tactic? Is it concealment?
Yes, obviously, always concealment. When I see another player, I don't think I've ever been spotted with this specific playstyle. It's mostly because I take it very slow. I take my time moving through fields and stuff. I always use cover. I always use the tree line when it's there in order to conceal myself. The ghille suit obviously helps. But yeah, in case I find another player, I just mostly stay still and I watch. That way they rarely just, most people just spend a minute or so scanning an area and then they move on, and that's if they're being very careful. So yeah, if you just stay still, I mean, you probably can evade people even if you don't have a ghille suit.
And so ever since you've come north, you haven't gone back to any of the big coastal towns like Cherno, Electro, Berezino?
Well, there were a couple of times where I went, and I regretted it after that. I do have a small story about that. It's what actually made me not want to be with other people because of what I've seen.
Oh, do
There
share.
was this time I went to Electro, yeah, and well, I saw a couple of. I was about to go inside the city, but I always spent some time just using my scope to see what's what, if there are zombies around, if there are any players. And while I was scoping the area, I saw a bandit holding up another survivor. The dude had like nothing on him. He just had the normal coyote pack. I thought he was gonna kill him after the robbery, but he didn't. For I don't know, he was merciful or something. The dude was pretty close to the office shop thingy, which is opposite to the supermarket. And apparently he found the Lee Enfield there, and he went outside and he killed the bandit who didn't run away after he robbed him. And obviously he shot him, but with the Lee Enfield it called the dinner bell for a reason. He was getting hit by zombies in a few seconds. And that was the time that I actually decided I'm gonna help this guy, because he did nothing wrong. He just defended himself, because that guy just robbed him, and it was possible that he was gonna shoot him. I mean, he was a bandit, which means he obviously killed someone before. And I wanted to help the guy, so I shot a couple of zombies that were around him. At first I think he thought that I was shooting at him, but then he calmed down because he stopped running. Unfortunately he broke his legs. One of the zombies just gave him a hit and he went down. I think he went unconscious as well for a bit, but he got up again. The sad part of the story is that while I was killing zombies, just when he was free to get out of there, he got shot by another sniper. He was also using a 50 cal. And it was at that moment that I zoomed out and I saw a guy on my left, like I don't know how far away he was, but he was right at the edge of what I could see, because if I moved my camera a bit, he was gone and I could only see him zoomed in. I did not move. The guy had not seen me. I think he was trying to see where the shots were coming from. I did have a ghille suit and I was concealed in behind a bush. But yeah, he hadn't spotted me. I could see that he had a 50 cal because it was a very long barrel, obviously. And then he tried to change his gun, which made me nervous. With my luck, the guy probably had like a L85, which meant that my cover was useless. So at that point, when I saw him changing his gun and started strafing around, I just got the hell out of there and never looked back.
So what about the helicopters? Have you had sort of any helicopters, which is really what an AS-50 is for, is for taking down vehicles rather than people? So have you ever been buzzed by a helicopter or anything like that?
Yeah, there was one time when I was in the server which had where you could actually see people if you used your mouse. I don't know exactly how to do it. You just use your mouse to switch weapons and you can actually see the distance, blah blah blah. You can actually see players that way. And there was this chopper that spotted me right in the middle of woods, because the ghille suit is useless there, obviously. And it did start raining death down on me. It shot me once, but to my true spirit of not killing players, because I just don't want to do that, I just shot its engine down. It made a lot of smoke. It went down. Those guys got out, started shooting at me, but I just left. I didn't want to kill them. I think they had a pretty bad day. It wasn't a very nice, safe place to land. It was pretty close to the Northwest Airfield, which is a PvP hot zone.
Well, yeah, and if the helicopter's out, unless they've got spare parts, it's pretty far from anywhere you'll be able to find spare parts. So the whole time, once you took the helicopter down, you didn't think about, because these guys shot at you. You had no sort of inclination to, take them down or shoot them, because you would have had an advantage.
Yeah, I definitely had the advantage. I mean, they roughly know where I was, while I knew exactly where they were, and my weapon was very suited to taking them out. I mean, I think one guy had an M14. I wasn't sure. From the sound, I think it was. Um, but yeah, I didn't want to get into fight. I don't like killing people, even if they are trying to kill me. I just avoid combat with people. Well, you know, the game is about survival, and I think it is a bit unfair if you get killed by another player. I mean, I don't see it exactly like that. I mean, I'm okay with it because I know it's going to be my fault if I die from another player. But I don't want to do that to someone else because I know he's going to have a bad day. And I'm just not a bad person.
Wow, that's very admirable at Mandalore. So then, have you ever had an encounter with another player where they've seen you first, or shot at you out here in the woods?
No, with the exception of that time with the helicopter. I don't think anyone has ever spotted me. I mean, even that story I told you about with the sniper on Electro, even that guy didn't spot me. Or at least if he did, he didn't even bother to shoot me because I was too far away or hidden before he could get a shot. But yeah, I take it very slow. I think patience is the key to not being spotted, not moving. I mean, when you hear a sound, when you feel that there's somebody watching you or something like that, your best bet is to just stay still, don't move, and always have a lot of patience. I did have a pretty close call. I think it was yesterday. I was out in the fields. I wanted to get some food. So I did spot a cow, and I said, okay, that's gonna be a nice day. But I always, before getting out of the tree line, I always scope the area out to see if there's other players. And what do you know? Before I even take my rangefinder out, I hear a shot. The cow is dead, and 3 bandits are going over there. So obviously, I didn't want to get involved with that.
So yeah, so the amazing...
I mean, I probably could have taken them all out, but I didn't want to. Even though I have better equipped than them, I just let them do their business, go away, and you know.
That's very admirable, because you are very much against, I guess, the typical cliche of the ghille AS-50 sniper who's going around killing everyone. As you say, those 3 guys had no idea about you. You could have taken them all out with 3 shots very easily, and you chose instead to walk away and let them have the spoils of the cow in this case, but it could have been anything. So I think, Mandalore, you are definitely the true lone wolf.
Yeah, thank you for that. I mean, it's not exactly what you think. If you saw a guy with a ghille suit and an AS-50, you're probably gonna shoot him, right? But, you know, maybe give him a second chance or something, because he might not actually be an asshole, and he might not want to kill you. Chances are he will, though. I don't think many people do what I do.
So yes, Mandalore, who I now consider to be the ultimate lone wolf, is definitely practices what he preaches there. Because as you saw at the start, when we realised there was another player around there, he had the AS-50, could have easily killed him, and we let him go. As I said previously, when we got ambushed by 2 other players and we had to abandon our interview, we only used covering fire. He purposely decided that we wasn't going to kill anyone, even though we were both under pretty serious threat. So thank you very much, Mandalore, for saving my life more than once now. And the interesting thing about this interview is this was the one where I lost my Alice pack afterwards, and so I didn't have a pack, and that meant I was close to Northwest Airfield, so I thought I'd go out there. And the person who ran across at the start was probably most likely Padu, who I saw later on over at the Northwest Airfield. If you want to see the aftermath of that, where I go to Northwest Airfield looking for friendlies, just follow the link and have a look for yourself. This is the Cherno Journo. Out.